All right, let's go. I was going to do this morning, but after what I saw last night, I had to come up here and talk about this. Also, talk about something where two guys who was up here last night was, of course, talking among themselves, and uh, and while they were basically passing judgment on Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams was putting on one of the great performances in a long time in the playoffs in the fourth quarter. And the reason why I came up this morning, really, is to talk about idiots who believe in ring culture and in quarterbacks or everything. That's not the case. Matter of fact, I'll do four scenarios and then we'll get into last night's game. And this man right here, who I've been telling you all week, and the way he lost yesterday, they're ready for him to get the hell out of Green Bay. And we'll talk about that up here for about an hour, and then I'm out. So let's begin with this ring culture shit and quarterback play. Now I'm gonna start with Liam Cohn, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what he told his players this week? He keeps preaching. You gotta see their reality show on the Jaguars. It's on Instagram. It's great, bro. And he always preaches respect and how we're a small market and we don't get the love. And he's right about that. I mean, no one is playing better at the quarterback position right now than old boy Sunshine down in Jacksonville. No one's playing better. You know, but of course, everything is about Drake May and about who else? Who else is in the AFC playoffs? Drake May. Oh, of course, old boy up in Buffalo. And the point of this team is, if it wasn't for Trevor Lawrence playing better, this coach wouldn't have the ego and the attitude he does with his players, which is a good thing. I mean, his players have his full attention, which is awesome in today's professional sports. And the only reason why he's going to make it out to be about Trevor today is because Josh Allen's on the other side, and Liam Cohn is tired of hearing about Josh Allen. So you can use that game as the game that the quarterback matters. Let's go to Chicago, whoever they're going to play this weekend. The GM is going to knock on Ben Johnson's door and talk to Ben Johnson about him going for it a lot in the first half. And what Ben Johnson's going to tell him is, you can make your defense better. You tell your defense, Ryan, to play better. And we wouldn't have to come back, because what I proved last night is, number one, we have completely vanquished the hated Green Bay Packers, which they've done. I'm going to get to Lafleur in a couple. And, you know, uh, it's my offense. It's my quarterback. Next week, I'll go back to the running game against whoever we play, because we're going to be back here next week. And I got you 2 gate receipts in the playoffs, Ryan. It's about me. It's about my offense. It's about my running game and my quarterback that was sensational last night in the second half. Caleb Williams sure was sensational last night in the second half. Speaking of those two guys, they were in the chat room, of course, talking among themselves, and was dogging Caleb Williams like he doesn't meet up to their standards. Really? Third Ward, really? Azen, really? And I kept telling these guys, hey, there is a second half. And I was proven right as usual. There's always a second half. And Let's see what happens. And while Caleb Williams was putting out one of the best performances you've seen in the fourth quarter, these two guys up here kept bashing Caleb Williams. Until they came to realize and saw it with their own damn eyes, but this man is putting on a performance in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, oh, these guys for real? This is what happens when you have guys who are being these, I forgot what they call these rooms. Is it Discord? And, and I'm like saying, are you serious? Really? Are you serious? And when Caleb Williams won the game, these guys really had nothing else to say. Then, and I caught Third Ward on this one. He's trying to criticize Jordan Love. Oh, he got prove what to you? Oh, Bird, you worry about that light-skinned wonder that's beginning to go down in Kansas City. And I'll worry about my boy in Green Bay. Don't worry about my boy. And I damn sure don't worry about your man in Kansas City, Third. Okay? All right? And to try to bash Caleb Williams, they can't bash him no more because America is now loving Caleb Williams and the performance he put on in the fourth quarter last night, which was sensational. I don't want to hear people up here especially, because I don't go to these Discord rooms and bullshit like these people do. Yo, Tony should pull up if you want to. Yeah, Tony's here. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
That I admit that was my mistake, not believing Caleb could bring that Chicago team back.
But he wasn't part of it though. Yeah, Moss just said for reals. Yeah, you got to be effing kidding me. What these two people were doing up here last night. And this is why, again, folks, I do the games because I watch the games. I'm not like these two. Oh, this guy's this and this guy's that. Kiss my ass, both of you. Okay?
What hurt Green Bay was that damn defense choked it away.
And who's been saying that for the last 5 years, Tony?
You.
Thank you. And
this is what hurts Green Bay to me, to be honest. It's they refuse to build that defense and what is it called? And they focus so much on the offense that no matter how elite your offense is, if your defense can't stop anybody, what does that offense really do for you?
Thank you. Which leads me to, I'm going to get to Lafleur. Which leads me, I did Chicago, I did Jacksonville. This is what Mike McDonald, head coach of the Seahawks, is going to tell Sam Darnold tomorrow morning around 9:15 Eastern time, when it's going to be 6:15 in Seattle when the players go to practice. Yeah, Sam, close the door. Listen, you're not the reason why we're going to win against the Rams next week. You're not the reason. When Kubiak gives you the play call, you do the play, and that's it. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you because it's not about you. It's about me and my defense. You understand? Now get the hell out of my office. If you people think those things don't happen with young, egotistical coaches, you're crazy. Especially if they're on one side of the ball. You don't think Brian Flores, this is why he has so many offensive coordinators in Miami. You don't think he told those offensive coordinators those things?
Yeah, no, he took, and this is where those reports came out that he's not good with people because he was telling them what to do when he, like, with a guy like Flores, where he doesn't. And I've said this with these coaches for, like, that are coming from the Bill Belichick Bill Belichick tree, this is what hurts that outside of Vrabel, most of them failed because they have this undeserved ego. They haven't really earned it and stuff like that to be controlling. Like they're trying to be Bill instead of trying to build their own. Do you know what I'm talking about? They want to be Bill instead of trying to be themselves.
Yeah, right.
And I think this is where I'm starting to change my mind. I don't want Lafleur. His game management. You told me this yesterday that it would actually. I'm starting to see it would be a mistake to bring Lafleur because his game management skills are. He's an older version of McDaniel, basically. Is that a good comparison?
Well,
Almost.
they're best of friends, but Matt LaFleur, to me, problem is he has too big of an ego for himself. And now, but if you saw the press conference, I saw it about an hour and a half ago, how he has been humbled by this embarrassment. He knows that whoever let that report out that he's safe, that's no longer the case. And the Green Bay media made sure he knows that. Okay. Now he knows he's on the hot seat after that embarrassment last night and his hideous play calling. I try to tell these people this. You know, I've been saying it up here for years. If there's a team I know on the palm of my hand, it's the Green Bay Packers. I've been following them since Brett Favre.
I have a question. Even with Brett, did they have this issue too?
The game that changed it for Green Bay was when they lost to the 49ers in 1998, and Terrell Owens, who used to drop the football all the time, made the catch of his life. I don't know if you've seen the highlight when the announcer's going, Owens, Owens, Owens. That was the game where the Green Bay Packers, everything changed for them. They didn't get the same until the year before Rodgers became the starter when they got rid of Brett. That was the year they finally put it together again. You saw what happened in the overtime at minus 12 degrees. Brett Favre threw a stupid interception to Sam Madison, and the Giants kicked the field goal, went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, and I like Brett that he trusts his arm too much, but that's also his weakness too. Like trusting your arm that much can cost you and stuff like that. Like can cost you eventually. Like, and I'm gonna use another quarterback to example. This is why I'm not saying they're at the same level, Mace, but this is what hurt Fitzpatrick throughout his career. Trusting his arm way too much cost him to take offensive coordinators and head coaches not to trust him because he would throw stupid interceptions and they would just release him. That's why he was always going to different teams because the head coaches couldn't trust him. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
And Matt Schaub was the same way. Matt Schaub was the
Houston,
extreme the other way.
He was the same way, yeah. And that's why he's only known for throwing 5 interceptions in the first half of a game.
Yeah, and this is where I feel bad for a guy like Jordan Love. A lot of people are blaming him for the loss. Like, how is that loss his fault? Like, explain to me. Did he throw cause a turnover?
4 touchdowns, no picks last night.
And I think this is what the rule changes hurt. Me and you talked about this multiple times throughout the years, Mace, that the rule changes have hurt the way people play defense. If you can't play physical defense and you have to be playing off coverage most times, you're going to get beat all the time.
Hey, like I was going to say today, and I'll say it now, and then I'm going to kill Lafleur in a second. You couldn't have played a better fourth quarter than what Caleb Williams did last night, folks. Is Caleb great? No. Does he have arm talent? Yes. But when it comes to when the lights come on, he came through. Bo Nix. That's what separates guys like these two. When this fourth quarter time, Bo Nix always saves the day for the Broncos.
Yeah, no, and Jordan showed up, but the defense hurt it. Like it, and you said this. No matter how great, to me, football is the most ultimate team sport. No matter how great your quarterback is, if you don't have a great defense, no, and however great your offense is, if you can't stop anybody, what's a great offense going to do for you?
That's what I've been saying. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm glad you brought that out. You know, folks, I just did the Seattle scenario. That is real. You don't think when Sam Donald reports to practice tomorrow at 6:15 in the morning, Mike McDonald's going to tell him, this don't fuck up. It's not about you. It's about me and my defense. Yeah, because that's his side of the ball and that's his ego. He don't get, folks, he got rid of Lockett. He got rid of DK Metcalf. He got rid of Geno Smith for a reason. Because those guys, to the fan base, was stars. He got rid of those guys because he don't want to hear from the offense. His ego said, oh, hell no. We're going to play it the way Marshawn Lynch played it when he was here. We're going to run the football. We're going to run the football. And my defense can stop anybody. That is what Mike McDonald up in Seattle is telling his team tomorrow when they all come to practice. You don't give a damn about the offense, which leads me to Sean Payton. Okay? You don't think Sean Payton right now, him and Bo Nix are baffled? That the way, and this is not Sean Payton, this is the players now in Denver. They have one of the best defenses in a long time in the NFL. They will get, if they have to give up 10 points a game, they'll do it. So that leaves Sean Payton. You're saying, why Mason's talking about this? Here you go. If the Broncos don't get that running game going next week, they're not winning. And without that running game, especially if they're playing Houston, if that running game ain't going next week, the Broncos are in trouble. And this is what Tony said a minute ago. He's absolutely correct. And shout out to Sully, that's me and Tony's new GM. He let the fans know we're going to be a tough, physical, on both sides of the ball football team. The days of the Dan Marino, this broken down idiot who was their quarterback for 6 years, those days are over. They're going back to what made them a dynasty 53 years ago. Defense and the power running game. That's what Denver has to be. And if they are not running next week, they are in serious trouble, especially if they're playing Houston next week. And Sean Payton and Bo Nix right now baffled. Because if they're playing Houston, here's the question to them. Do we open it up and see what happens? That can cause turnovers. Or do we just go with what's going on and see where we can hit our spots? They're not happy about that because they want to blow you out 40-20 and let their defense punish you.
See, and to a certain extent, I'm saying that, like, I'm not sure if this is a correct comparison, Mace. This is how the Hurricanes are so successful this playoff run.
Exactly.
And they're going to beat you over the top when they know that they wore you down with the running game. That's what I think Sean Payton and McDonald are doing. Is that a right comparison?
You're right about that, except one thing. Sean Payton wants to throw the football out. He ain't going to do it against Houston. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, no. Would you say McDonald is more like McDonald is more similar to Mario than Peyton?
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They rather beat you down, wear you down, and then throw over the top.
No, it's more like McDonald has an ego. That's why I picked these 4 coaches: Jacksonville, Chicago, Denver, and Seattle. These coaches got major egos. They want to
Sean
win.
McVay.
No, McVay is cool though. These guys want to let the world know it is their intellect on their side of the ball why they win.
So they're. I'm cracking up, but I'm going to use a comparison, like a weird comparison. They're a Bobby Valentine. They think they invented the sport, almost.
Remember, my old boy, I was killing him the other day, even though I love him. They're Brian Billick.
Oh yeah, Brian Billick.
Brian Billick makes it seem like it was this guy who won him that Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer.
He felt and everybody's staring at him like, "Are you serious?"
That damn defense is what won you that.
Exactly, and that bothers Coach to this day. I hope Coach Billick is doing better.
Yeah, no, and for me, another guy that was like that was Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, the Jeff Fisher, everything is special teams and defense. Why? He was a Buddy Ryan disciple. He wants to beat you 13-10 and have your quarterback limping and players limping off the field because he was a bully coach.
And that's what you want the Dolphins to do. You want that Buddy Ryan type coach.
McDonald's like that. And since he left John Harbaugh, how's John Harbaugh doing? You guessed he's on the street right now looking for work.
And honestly, this is why I'm happy to a certain extent that Miami's looking at defensive coordinators instead of an offensive guy.
Yeah.
This guy from what is it called? Him and Troy Aikman are coming from this same line of thinking, to be honest, that where they want to build a strong defense and maybe the coach and have a strong running game and a strong offensive line and stuff like that. And they want a game manager, but they want the game manager to have the ability to beat you over the top, not having and honestly, this is where I feel that you said it best. That's what Quinn Ewers needs to be. A game manager, an elite game manager.
Exactly. And like I'm saying right now, yo, what's up, bro? What's going on? My man Link in the building. Yeah, Manzano, keep talking. I'm gonna say what's up to him in the chat. Go ahead, keep talking.
No, and you know who had that type of ego too? Ron Rivera. Ron.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why he's out on the street too. Mike McCarthy, to me, does he have that type of ego, or is Mike more cool? Like, is he more the personality of a Holmgren kind of, where they're not gonna beat you over the head and stuff like that?
Mike McCarthy's cool dude. I would love him to be the Dolphins coach, bro. He believes in the power running game, and that's why Dallas got rid of him, because he made Dak Prescott what he is now. It was him. The problem was with Mike McCarthy, the team didn't advance the way they wanted to advance. And if I'm any team right now looking for a coach, Link, bro, happy belated New Year. I love you, brother. Good to see you, man. Tell Cuda happy birthday, bro. Because Cuda's having a birthday week in his room. Yeah, Tony's absolutely correct. I'm glad that GM came out and said that. Speaking of that, and this is for Tony, because he's a Dolphins fan, Troy Aikman now will be involved in the coaching search and the quarterback search.
But I have a question. Do you think a guy like Troy would like Quinn, though?
Maybe.
Because when I look at, I'm not sure if this is a fair comparison, when I look at him, he reminds me a little bit of Troy, kind of, a Troy Aikman. Is that a fair comparison, or
He's not accurate like Troy, man. Troy is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in history, man.
he has a stronger arm than Troy and stuff
No,
like that?
hell no. Aikman had a rifle arm, bro.
Well, see, this is where I don't get it. Why do people focus on his accuracy? If he had a gun for an arm, why did people focus on how accurate he was, Mace?
Because when you're accurate, Tony, you go to the top of the line of the draft board. That's why Tua and Joe Burrow went to the top.
Instead of Herbert.
And Herbert, yeah, they were accurate.
And that's what would hurt a guy like our boy, your boy in Green Bay. His inconsistencies was his accuracy and stuff like that.
Who, Love?
Yeah.
I think Love's problem is, to be honest with you, he and he said it last night. Give Jordan Love a lot of credit, folks. You heard him on the podium last night.
No elite quarterback would admit that. That's what shocked me.
Yeah. He said he has to be better in big situations. He doesn't care that he threw 4 touchdowns in the game. He said the bottom line is another playoff L. And that's a type of quarterback you like, to stand up and face the music and not duck and hide.
Yeah, no, and this is the difference. I'm starting to see a little bit of was it a divergent thing from Aaron from him. Aaron never admitted his mistakes. Aaron had that type of ego where he would blame everything around him instead of taking responsibility and stuff like that. Yep. And Brett was like that too. Was Brett like that too?
Yeah, because Brett didn't care. That's the problem with Jordan Love. He cared last night because he knows now he's going home. The season's over. But during the regular season, this is what Love tells the media every time. It's my fault. I made the mistake. We'll get him next week. Of course, his teammates is getting tired of him saying that shit.
Yeah, no, and I hope Herbert's learning that too a little bit. Like, if they lose are they going against the Patriots, right?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
I hope my boy does that too, where if they lose and it's because of him, he takes responsibility. Or do you think Justin is starting to? Do you think Justin has done that this season, where he's starting to get more humility and taking?
I haven't really listened to him after games and stuff, but I want to say something about Jordan Love. He didn't lose that game last night.
That defense did.
Defense and receivers dropping the ball, and that's a fact. That's not me being a pom-pom waver for him. I killed Jordan when he's bad. Last night he took the bullets for his teammates last night. That's what.
Yeah, no, and Lafleur's dumbass coaching decisions too. Like,
he knows now he's in trouble. You heard that press conference late last night. I heard it this morning. He knows.
And me and you said we didn't believe that report where whoever released that report saying they was safe. That was BS. From the beginning, I'm like, there is no way he's safe. There is no way he's safe.
The people up there. See, folks, you gotta understand something. The Green Bay Packers are the Yankees, the Montreal Canadiens of the NFL. They have won the most championships. No, Celtics. They have won the most championships in the sport by a wide margin. Okay, what do New England got? 6 and Pittsburgh 6. These guys last night up here talking about, no. That tells you about both of them. Green Bay is the supreme team of the NFL. And when a fiasco like that happens for the world to see against a team that they've been spitting on for the last 33 years, believe me, this win last night for the Bears and their fan base was bigger than winning the Super Bowl 40 years ago.
Because they haven't beat the Packers in the last 30 years.
Exactly. Right? Since Brett Favre arrived. Yes, exactly.
So
And,
Aaron
and,
had
and
an
again,
undefeated record against the Bears?
who?
Did Aaron have an undefeated record against the Bears?
Just about.
Did Brett have one? So Brett and Aaron combined to have like 2 losses against the Bears.
No, it's more like I think Aaron only lost to him 5 times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, Aaron played in Green Bay for 17 years, Tony.
It's crazy that it's crazy to me that the last I'm taking Jordan out of this. The last 2 quarterbacks for the Packers have played a combined 30 years for that franchise. Almost. Right?
No, they did. They did.
Because Brett left
In 88 and 2008. I remember where I was. I took my nephew to a John Cena autograph signing. It was the day Brett
Yeah,
Favre
because
got
did
traded
he go to the Jets first or the Vikings first?
the Jets.
Okay. And then he went to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had
And
the
I think
best year of his
honestly,
life.
I think that's where to me, I don't think Packers fans hated him for going to the Jets. They hated him. I think
when you
when
went to
they
the
turned
Vikings,
on,
you're right.
yeah. And I think
You're
that's
right.
the difference between him and Brett. I don't think Brett would ever play for a rival, a conference rival, a division rival, and stuff like that.
Let me also say this about that clown in the thumbnail, which I'm about to go into right now. If he loses his job, the word is Matt Ryan wants him real bad now that he's president of the Falcons. And
Is that a good
CEO.
matchup?
Brett, Matt Lafleur was his quarterback's coach when he had the best year of his life. That was his Super Bowl year for Atlanta. And he won. He was first team All Pro, MVP of the league, unanimous MVP, by the way. Just to remind people, yeah, he wants Lafleur. They may even make Atlanta trade for Lafleur, and I think Matt will do it. Without a doubt.
Yeah, and for me, Matt Lafleur, he's a great developer of quarterbacks, but he's a horrible he should be an offensive coordinator and stuff like that, and a quarterbacks coach. To be honest, he's not. Him and McDaniel have the same issue. They basically want to control everything when I bet you in the back of their minds they know they're not great at managing the game and stuff like that.
Exactly. You just hit it on the point, Tony. Good for you. You hit it right. You're right.
Yeah, and this is where honestly, I feel Mike McDaniel, if that report pans out like the report that I was telling you last night, that he's attached to be the OC for the
Lions.
The
My
Lions.
God.
Do you think that's a good matchup?
Hell yes. All those weapons to play with, that's going to be toys for Mike McDaniel. He's going to say, I never had this in San Francisco. I damn sure never had it in Miami.
Yeah, and honestly, and now this is where Campbell, I think Campbell's a defensive guy, correct?
Dan Campbell is an offensive guy. He's a tight ends coach.
Oh,
he's a tight end for the
thought he was
Giants and
defensive
Cowboys.
line coach. Am I thinking of someone else? Maybe
You probably thinking of somebody else. Dan Campbell was a tight end for the Cowboys and the Giants.
Oh, okay.
He was a Parcells guy.
And honestly, what hurt the Lions this year is all the injuries they suffered on defense and stuff like
I think
that.
what's hurt the Lions is teams are not afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And once the team is not scared of you anymore, look at the Bears now. You think they're going to be ever intimidated by the Packers ever again? Not as long as Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams is together. Hell no.
So with LaFleur, actually, Mace, so you think a guy like Matt Ryan would give him like full power drafting who he wants, or do you think he he hires a head coach that knows how to coach and have him just be the OC for their boy.
I
Who's their
think what
coach?
Matt's going to do if they do get rid of Lafleur is Lafleur is going to take his guys to Atlanta.
Oh, that whole coaching staff?
A lot of it, yeah.
I think Hafley would be a good head coach for Miami.
Which guy?
No, not Hafley.
After last night.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you. As a Dolphins fan, I would like McCarthy because honestly, I think Mike has learned, to be honest, over the years that he needs to start giving up control and not control everything.
Boy,
and
Tony's
I think
good today, folks. Tony's spitting game today, boy. He's on point. He's right about that.
Yeah, and honestly, I think what I can see happening with if we bring McCarthy in, he brings up young coordinators who can.
No, Mike does everything himself, bro, when it comes to the offense. Most of these guys do. When an offensive coach becomes the coach of a team, he's doing the offense himself because he don't trust anybody.
Is that how a defensive coach is too?
Look at Seattle. I just described to you Seattle.
Was Belichick like that, or did
he was, but he had Brady, so yes.
Our boy Billick was like that too.
Yeah, but Billick offense never won anything. It was his defense.
No, my mistake. Who was the guy like? There was a guy in the early 2000s that was like that. That was a defensive coach. Oh, Rex.
Yeah. Yeah, Rex didn't give a damn. That's who Mike McDonald is. He's Rex Ryan, but he doesn't talk shit like Rex. He runs the defense. He doesn't give a damn about the offense. Why do you think they took Mark Sanchez?
Yeah, no. And for me, when I look at honestly, when I look at a Mike McDonald, I agree with you. He's Rex, like in terms of that ego, but his personality, to me, he doesn't talk trash like Rex. He's more like his brother Buddy, his brother Rob Ryan. Like he has that ego over Rex, but his personality, he's more toned down. He's not Buddy or Rex, to be honest.
He is behind closed doors.
But you don't see that out.
Like Matt Lafleur right here. Behind closed doors, I know he gets in players' faces and tell them they ain't shit. I know he does that. That's why his players don't like him too much.
Is Andy like that?
Andy Reid? Nah. Andy Reid only cares about offense, bro.
No, I'm talking about that. What we're talking about, that type of ego where he doesn't do it out in public, but once he gets into the locker room, he's gonna tell the players they ain't shit.
Yeah, I heard stories about him. Yeah.
Was Don Shula like that, or?
Hell yeah! Don Shula didn't play no games with nobody. Speaking of Don Shula, his grandson will be in town this week. He's coming back to South Florida. He will get an interview this week.
And Mace, what I was trying to articulate last night, where I like that we're gonna interview Chris, but what I fear is, I've said this, his dumbass fan base is gonna have unrealistic expectations for him, unrealistic standards.
I think so, Tony. Once that GM said what he said yesterday, I think a lot of the so-called fan base is like, nah, I'm not sticking around for this. Because, unfortunately, Dolphin fan cares more about the quarterback and being entertained than he does winning.
And it's funny. You and TD were called non-Dolphins fans for calling out that whole Tua nonsense. And TD from the beginning said Tua was a run-read quarterback, and people said he didn't know football and stuff like that. Like these hardcore Tua-neers, honestly, I'm so happy that Tua's going to be. I don't think anybody's going to trade for him. He needs to get out of his head that anybody's going to trade for him or desperate enough to trade for him. I think he's going to be filtered out of the league in the next 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
What are your predictions for these games?
To Abdul Jones. Officer Jones in the building. Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
The
and
Bears,
I agree with
baby.
you. If he had an offensive line I could trust, but since both it's weird. The last 2-3 drafts for the Chargers when it comes to like the offensive line,
Yeah.
the guys were healthy in college, but they can't stay healthy in the pros for some reason. Rashawn Slater
But the
can't
pro
stay healthy.
players are so physical. I was talking about this yesterday. Tony, do you know the Indiana roster made up of a bunch of 24 and 26 years olds? Did you know that?
Yeah, I think outside of Carson Beck, most of Miami's roster is 21, like
18, 19, 20, 21, while Indiana is 24 to 26 years old.
veterans, like old people that have been
rejects,
around.
but not going to make it in the pros. You think that's a fair advantage?
Not really.
Exactly.
But honestly, I think the good thing about Signetti is he schemes to avoid the lack of physicality.
I would agree. Hey, Abdul, if you're listening, kiss your wife for me, bro. Good to see you, family.
And when I look at Signetti, I think he would be a good pro coach. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they beat Miami down there, but Stephen Ross and the committee is going to look at him and say, we should bring him in for an interview.
And would you like that?
No, I don't.
Because he doesn't have pro experience.
Exactly.
I can understand if you're bringing a Saban who has somewhat coaching experience in the NFL, but Signetti doesn't. And I heard the Giants want to interview him. Might want to interview him too.
Doesn't surprise me.
Because this is according to, like, I follow Tiki Barber and Carton, and I forgot who. Do you know who I'm talking about? Carton and I forgot the guy, his co-host, the guy.
I don't listen to Craig Carton because number one, he's a felon. Number two, he's full of it.
And also, it's coming from Boomer Esiason, Boomer and Friends too.
They all work together. They're here in New York, Tony.
And you don't really listen to New York media?
I never listen to New York radio.
You listen to more Philly radio.
No, I don't listen to no radio. I just do my show up here. And if there's a couple of shows I watch. I love John Medikoff. I think he's awesome.
Our boy, how about Vinny and the boys?
No, I don't listen to IP and those guys. No. If they lose today, you're going to hear it in Philadelphia tomorrow morning. Yo, Abdul, you be good, bro.
Who do you think? Do you actually think who are the Eagles facing?
San Francisco.
If they lose to San Francisco.
I don't know who wins that game.
Huh?
I don't know who wins that game.
Are there games today that you're staying away from, Mace?
Say that again.
Are there games that you're going to stay away from that you're like 50-50 that you're not sure who's going to win?
Yeah, San Francisco. I'm not going to touch that game.
Is there a game on Monday?
Yeah, Steelers and Texans.
I think honestly, I believe the Texans are going to blow out the Steelers, to be honest.
I agree with that. That defense is too strong.
And I don't trust. I like Aaron, but I don't trust that. For some reason, I do not trust that defense for the Steelers.
I don't blame you, bro. Hey, let me ask you this. I'm going to go back to Miami for a second. Are you surprised how quickly they're going through their search for a coach and a GM?
No, honestly, I
Yeah,
was I was kind of happy that we chose the guy from the Packers. I didn't want that. Like, if we hired Alexander, to be honest, I didn't want to have that cloud over my head with the Harbaugh BS and stuff like that. So
that's
I
why
kind of,
that's why the
I,
Dolphins didn't pick him.
yeah. And for me, this is where the two guys I wanted were Josh Williams and this guy from the Packers. Those were my top two favorites because I like the Packers guy because he knows how to scout and they know how to find the quarterback position. That's what, to me, this is what has hurt Miami the last few years with the GM. They can scout every other position outside of the quarterback position
They
and
can
stuff like that.
scout everything except offensive line, linebackers, and quarterback.
Yeah. And DB to a certain extent.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you with that. I just feel that when at the end of the day,
Oh, and Mace, I was going to ask you this. Once this guy like fully takes control, do you think he keeps Kelly and Allen, or do you think he fires them and or like keeps them and moves them to different positions in the
I
front
think
office
I think Ross, I think Troy Aikman will tell Ross to get rid of all of them.
and have this guy hire a whole new coach, recruiting staff, like scouting staff,
Yeah,
and
yeah. The scouts are getting fired right after the draft. That's the way it usually goes. When you bring in a new GM, he lets the scouts stay with him because the scouts know what's going on. Yeah, Tony, talk for me.
what should I say? Yeah, honestly, I feel that Lafleur might like. I agree with Mace that I think Lafleur goes to Atlanta with that majority of that staff, and if he doesn't go to Atlanta, I think another team that might work for him is maybe the Raiders, and I'm not sure if Mace would agree with that once he gets back. And honestly, I think they're gonna. I think Carolina might clean house in that coaching staff too, and fire Canales, and maybe bring in.
The Canales ain't getting. My boy Dave Canales is not getting fired.
You don't think so?
It's my guy, man. Bryce Young has come a long way, folks. They had the Rams on the ropes yesterday. They played the Rams tough, probably better than anybody.
Yeah, and Mace, before you came back on, I'm outside of the Falcons with Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
Another team I can see getting Lafleur is the Raiders
I could see that too.
or the
But
Giants.
the reports Brady wants to make Flores and Dable a package deal because they're former Patriots and he trusts them. That's the word on the street.
So he wants yes men, almost.
No, not yes, man. Guys, he trusts. He trusts Brian Flores to do the defense. He trusts uh, Brian Dable to do the offense because their track record as coordinators are very good. And they come from somewhere he spent 20 years.
Okay. Would a Lafleur work with the Browns?
Yeah, but he wouldn't go there, though. He has that type of ego. He won't go there.
How about the Titans?
Yes, he came from there. He was the offensive coordinator with Tannehill. That's why he got the Green Bay job.
Honestly, and I feel I feel he can work well in Tampa. If they did,
no. I haven't gotten into this, folks. I will get into it when I come back later in the week. Todd Bowles stays. They're going to reevaluate Baker Mayfield in Tampa.
Well, what is Lafleur? In your honest opinion, when you look at Lafleur's personality, is he more of a the way he coaches? Is he more of a based on how he coaches? Is he more of a down a coach that would personality wise fit down south better?
Yes.
All the receiver talent and the West Coast than the Midwest, which is running the football defense.
No, it's because in Green Bay, remember that story I told you a few years back that the little kid at Walmart told him that he was getting traded to San Francisco? Aaron Rodgers was getting traded?
Yeah,
that's Green Bay. These people know everything. They own the team. The whole town owns the team. A lot of rich people in Green Bay. People don't realize that.
I thought that was a working class town.
It is, but bro, the money those people make, they work in the packing factory. And
they're toilet paper packing, right?
Exactly. Which most office buildings and places and schools in America need. That's why they can pay players.
And this is where, that's why they refuse to pay players.
Green Bay pays you if they feel you're worthy of being paid. Let me say this. If Lafleur stays, and they were saying this during the game last night, look for Dobbs and Dontavian Wicks to head down to Miami. And I would love that because I know how good those two receivers are when utilized.
And he doesn't really know how to.
They will help
you actually Waddle. You think our boy, you think our John Sullivan would trade for Dobbs and Wicks?
No, they're free agents. And they're not going to cost anything.
And honestly, I hope what we start doing too is drafting more tight ends because Miami, over the last few years, have refused to draft the correct tight end.
Tony, keep talking. Keep on the same topic because when I come back in a quick second, I want to keep talking about the Dolphins. Okay, talk to the audience. I'll be right back in a second.
Yeah, what I want to see John Sullivan do is, depending on who the coach is, if it's a defensive coach, he allows him to control the defense and bring in would Mike McCarthy actually be willing to become an offensive coordinator and an assistant head coach? That's the question. For a defensive-minded coach, if the Dolphins hire a Chris Shula or something like that, would a guy like Mike McCarthy be willing to be just an offensive coordinator, Mace? And control everything on offense and let the young and be the assistant head coach for a young coach that's going to be controlling the defense, or his ego's way too big for that? And I'm also sticking to my guns. I've been saying this. I'm predicting within the next few weeks that there's going to be reports that Dabo is not going to stay in college. He's going to go to the pros and try to be a position coach or a coordinator because he refuses to use NIL and he refuses to use the portal.
Yeah, and I can go a step further. I want to finish up with this idiot, Matt Lafleur.
What I was asking earlier, the question before you came back up, Mace, I asked this question. Nobody was able to answer it. Do you think a guy like Mike McCarthy, let's say the Dolphins hire a young defensive-minded coach like Chris Shula or the other guy that we were interviewing? Who was the other coordinator we were interviewing, Mace?
Jeff Hafley?
Yeah. Do you think he would be willing to be the offensive coordinator and like an assistant and head coach teaching these guys how to game manage and stuff like that, or his
I don't
ego's
know,
way?
but keep this name in mind, and he's already on the list. I get the feeling that the Dolphins, the way they want to do things, don't be surprised if they really go hard after Stefanski.
Oh God! I saw his records the last few years with the Browns. I don't want that.
Tony, sometimes it's your resume. Let me tell you something. Kevin Stefanski, you can argue, is right behind John Harbaugh's people once a head coach. He got in this decade, he's won 2 coaches of the year. That's not easy to do,
Yeah, I know that,
especially
but
in Cleveland.
in Cleveland, I agree with you. Winning Coach of the Year in Cleveland is 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 top notch. But after those 2 Coach of the Year awards, Mace, he's been. If you look at his records after those 2 Coach of the Year awards that you brought up, he's been 7-9 the whole time.
Well, sometimes he was 3-13, Tony. This is Cleveland we're talking about.
Okay, it's clear. So you don't blame him. It's Cleveland.
Yes, exactly. Just like Tony, don't get offended. It's like with Mike McDaniel. They blame how inept the Dolphin organization is at the top. That's why Mike McDaniel is getting office now.
And Mace, this is honest, but before we get back to going in on Lafleur, do you actually believe any of these reports coming out from, like, not the Dolphin content creators? Like, I'm talking Kyle Krabs, who's actual a media person. He actually said that the 2 financial guys have had major voting power in hiring Sullivan. Do you believe any of that, or do you think that would just be?
I do. You know why, Tony?
Yeah.
Because with Sullivan, he hasn't done nothing yet. But I can tell you one of the first things he's going to do. He's going to fire everybody in that organization.
And you think Ross is going to allow him to fire both?
Yeah, because Ross is desperate to win. He's tired of being a laughing stock.
Okay. Oh, so you think he would give him that much power to fire Brandon Shaw and Garfinkel?
Yeah, why you think? No, he ain't touching Garfinkel. Why you think he brought Troy Aikman in? Because Troy Aikman gives him a non-biased opinion.
And you think that's why he really didn't listen to Dan all that time when he was an advisor? Because Dan's been in the dysfunction so long. When Dan told him to draft Herbert.
Yeah, Dan told him not to change the logo. Big O told stories how much Stephen Ross belittles Dan Marino, like the fans don't know about. Big O knows about this stuff. As my buddy,
honestly, I respect Big O for his sources, but sometimes he's still on this this Tua love, and the hatred for Messi is still there.
I'll leave that alone, but I know this. And he hates Herbert too.
And I think he was one of the few people that said Herbert was just another Tannehill.
Yep.
Which is not a fair comparison.
No, it's not. Herbert, I'm not like you and flip side and this guy about him. I test you guys worship him, bro. But then again, to be fair, I don't worship Jordan Love, but I love Jordan Love, and everybody knows that. Who knows me? Knows
and can you understand why we were? I understand he hasn't won a playoff game, but can you understand why we worship the ground Herbert walks on, Mace?
Yeah, but here's my problem with you guys. You see the Dolphins as a sorry ass ship. You guys should have left that dysfunction. Don't listen to those lying ass concept creators who don't know a damn thing. Instead of ride and die with your boy, like I did Jordan Love. Like I do Jordan Love.
And you know, this is what I've honestly, like, what I've actually felt since I've started following Justin Herbert, Mace.
Yeah.
I can watch the Dolphins games without getting stressed out.
Yeah. That's me. I can watch the Packers. You think I'm crying this morning, folks? Hells no, I'm not a Packers fan. I never put on a Packer jersey or anything like that in my life. I'm a Jordan Love guy. I can care less about them losing. You know what I see? 4 touchdowns, no picks. I'm happy.
You like me, you blame that defense.
Of course. I've been saying that forever. I'm gonna end it with this, folks, and I'll be back at 1 o'clock for the game. Okay. When it comes to this idiot right here in the thumbnail, I'm gonna be 50-50 that they get rid of him. But I think for the best of the Green Bay Packers, get rid of him, get rid of everybody, and whoever comes in has to be quarterback friendly for Jordan Love and give the franchise to Jordan Love. That's why you pay him the money to. And folks,
did Mike McCarthy work with Jordan Love, Miss?
Of course. And folks, you know what?
But you don't think
Bay, I would fire him and bring in Stefanski. That would be a good fit for Jordan Love.
But I have a question. Do you think, with how bad it left, Mike McCarthy left with the Packers? He left with the Packers. Do you think he would ever go back there?
No. What Green Bay's gonna do, they're gonna bring in some young guy that believes in coaching and coaching up players. That has been the problem in Miami for the last.
Yeah, and I think Stefanski. I agree with you. Kevin Stefanski would be a good matchup. He's a. To me, Stefanski is a Midwestern and Northeastern type of coach.
Yes, I would.
Guys like Lafleur and to a certain extent McCarthy are more West Coast, like West Coast and Southeast style coaches because they focus on the offensive side.
Yes, so I would agree. I agree with that, Tony. Tony, I'm out of here. I'll see you in an hour, buddy.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. See you in 1 hour.